vision here. XM gonna be playing that mid-bench, of course, as mentioned. He's gonna get himself a nice ward on the opponent's side of the high ground.
And Jinq there. That's high ground ward down bottom.
Yeah,
getting tipped.
Just a good
Why is the Rubik
bet.
getting tipped? Like, he just warded. He's getting tipped. He's like, did they see me?
Nah, it's just Jinq. He's a lovable person, you know. I don't feel like people are tipping Jinq because of some toxicity or something. He's just a lovable guy. Okay, you hate someone who's so always smiling.
Someone who's playing Rubik. I mean, it's the nightmare for Eastern European players, right? the Jinq Rubik. Think back to that Team Spirit run at TI. Buy Lincoln Sphere. I've got to sell my 4 staff. I've got to sell my Mac to buy a freaking Lincolns. I need you to buy a Lincolns now as well.
I need more Lincolns. One isn't enough. Yeah, indeed.
I guess real nasty on it. Oh, another ward placed down there by Tundra. Watching down towards the bottom bounty rune. We'll see if they fight over this in the river, though, as Whitemon considers it, but realizes not worth his time.
2 for 2. Ame gonna get harassed a little bit by 9 class here.
Yeah, Morphling trying to get back to lane. Being punched by a support Terrorblade.
Yeah, he's on you again. Round 2. Thinks better of it. Doesn't want to get hit by the ET as well. He leaves his sentry and then walks in vision. 9 class with the small mind games here. Of course, he's immediately gonna show himself and show the sentry again. He's trying to be cheeky.
Yeah, all these little things you can do. Get the upper hand against your opponents. Mid lane, Venge 4-0 so far against Tops and Snapfire. The deny there from Venge as well. Good start out of that first wave.
And Venge rename mid lane to University, because all the Universal heroes, they go to mid lane, man. That's how it is.
Yeah. Just buy stats, hit creeps, come out level 6, and then make some action happen. Now, carry Venge, the kind of tempo, itemization, there's something that's been a little bit off from the games that we've seen. Does just being mid lane resolve that?
Mid lane makes it a lot easier, because you're basically playing into what the mid laner is expected to be doing, running at fights and doing things, and you have someone else who's farming to secure the late game. So yeah, I do agree that it suits better on mid lane. There are some other downsides though.
Well, Ramses.
Committing the blood grenades.
There's a nice way for him to kind of dodge the God's Rebuke and go over it while keeping pressure on Ramses and 9 class, who are both pretty low right now. And they've got a 1.5 wave coming their way though, and they're starting to deny the creeps to let it come towards them though.
Yeah, it's a big creep wave. Nice play so far by Extreme Gaming on this lane, just playing well to CS. But at the same time, Ramses getting farmed decently here.
Ramses has got Bulba's real name as his, as his clan tag or his sponsor tag.
Yeah. Well, he's not playing Storm, so he's bringing shame to the sponsor tag.
God, that little shredder. My goodness. Yeah. XM taking an absolute hammering from it.
It does so much damage, and he's maxing it, of course. Gonna go for the Q and little shredder. He did take the Ricochet 2 facet on Topson, of course, so he's gonna be scaling.
What does that actually do? Because we saw it from FNG, and it didn't appear to do anything.
Yeah, but that was a support. This is more of a core facet. It makes it so that when you glance or miss an attack, 2 ricochet attacks will bounce towards nearby enemies. So even if you miss an attack for some other reason, not you know, high ground or someone has evasion, it can actually trigger. So I guess Brewmaster, it's kind of interesting if he goes for the blue, like Storm Brawler form. But yeah, basically you ricochet attacks, you bounce them around. It's an auto attack facet.
But what does glances mean? Just that's another one.
Well, that's part of her innates. Her innate is that she has buckshot. Her attacks do more damage, but she has a chance to do glancing attacks, which have 60% damage. So yeah, she's like, I don't know, she can barely hit someone, kind of scrape them.
Yeah, a glancing shot, just off the shoulder.
Exactly.
Bounce off the armor.
So yeah, this is a build that can become strong if you get a lot of items, and level 20 and 25 are, of course, the huge power spikes for it.
XM going toe-to-toe with the snap so far, but Topson, you know, after that first wave, has more than recovered. 7 denies up on this Snapfire mid right now. And it looks like everyone, you know, getting some farm under their belt. Both carries doing okay, both mids doing okay, and both offlaners having a few struggles.
Yeah. Mid lane looking spooky here for Topson as he dropped really, really low in HP, and XM has enough mana for another stun if he magic sticks, so Topson has to be careful. He wants to get a bottle refill, but I don't think Venge will let him go for one easily here.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you know, TB, Sven, could you go die and TP mid and refill my bottle, please?
Yeah, awkward spot here. He's trying to go for the bottom rune, but Venge has high ground vision, so she's just gonna mirror your movement. She also goes, and now you have to stay mid because the next creep wave is coming. This is not a fun spot to be in as a mid laner.
It's a funny little dance, though, isn't it? Watching Snap moves left, Venge moves left, Snap moves right, Venge moves right.
Yeah, it's just delaying, though. Eventually, he should be getting the bottle refill, but actually, Rubik is swinging by now to take the bottom water rune, and that's going to deny the bottle refill here for Topson. So he has to walk base. That's the only play.
That's painful. Oh, on bottom lane. There we go. Pure gets first blood, kills of X success because the Rubik went to get the water rune. So Topson loses out, but maybe a greater victory there in getting the first blood.
Yeah, that is a really nice pickup because that's not a lane you expect to get a kill. You don't think that there's going to be a kill coming out from the support Sven and the Dragon Knight, but finding that, this puts them in a great spot. And Pure, I already mentioned how much he likes to farm up and get huge. This is going to propel him.
And then how funny is it top lane? We've got two supports that are like damage stackers. ET and Terrorblade. Like, okay, the Spirit is shorter cooldown and maybe packs a better punch, but they're both just there kind of hitting each other with pretty massive damage.
Yeah, the TP is just doing whatever he can, harassing here, but meanwhile, the Elder Titan getting a nice pull. Resetting the lane.
Yeah, now Mars is up there in last hits as well. 27-5.
And even though he had to run base, Topson, of course, used the TP to get back into the lane. He's still not doing too poorly in CS. He's 21-8 versus the 27-11, so pretty close between them.
Yeah, I mean, Tundra even coming out with a mild net worth lead 6 minutes in. And Rune's about to spawn. DY is booted away from his bounty. And he does come back and get it, though. 9 class not wanting to stick there and steal it. And an Arcane Rune grabbed by Whitemon down at the bottom spot, so no bottle refills for either of the mid laners this time.
Yeah, the Rubik was there, so he had to take it, couldn't hold it, and the mid we see a swap to the TB.
Okay, 9 class pops his wand, stays alive, and they turn back onto DY. Whitemon and Xinkyu also arriving from the right-hand side. And this is after the active rune spawn. This is 6 minutes 30 we're getting moves into mid.
Ulti available on the Snapfire, and Sven is looking for a stun to set it up. But Venge is hovering the top part of the lane. Hard to go on her. Gonna commit anyway.
Trying to Warcry under the tower with a Stormhammer. And there we go. The Icicle kisses out of Mortimer. Lifted under tower, but not gonna die. It seems pretty okay against Xinkyu and DY, who both come in here trying to recuperate their losses.
Yeah, the Snapfire looking pretty damn good in these fights. You have TB trying to deny the Wisdom Rune. Not gonna be successful in that as Xinkyu gets rid of the illusion, takes the Wisdom Rune and heads back base.
And the aggression continues mid. Topson and Whitemon, yeah, they stuck around, knowing that DY is kind of left alone to his own devices here. Attempts to stomp, but Topson on a killing spree. 3 of the 4 kills coming out of this mid lane. Snapfire, but the Brewmaster and eventual Spirit, they'll get a stun, a swap, and a double kill for XM.
Ooh, what a huge way to come back to the lane. Gets 2 kills quickly here, finishes up his power treads, gets back and starts CSing. So sure, you got a lot of kills on Tundra there, but they bite back on Extreme, getting their first kills of the game there.
It's the I'm okay versus think about that again, buddy.
A lot of attention towards the mid lane in this game.
Yes.
20 seconds for the next rune. Bottom lane, meanwhile, while you put all this attention towards mid, bottom tower gets taken.
Right, it's like, yeah, Morphling's farming up top, so is Mars, but bottom lane tower's dead. Xinkyu looking worse for wear as well as this Dragon Knight Terrorblade combo, dishing out some serious damage. Not quite able to kill the Rubik off, but still exerting their control over this bottom part of the map.
Yeah, and now Dragon Knight already farming pretty fast with this cleave. We see him starting to max it out. Went 2 points in the Breathe Fire first, 1 point stun, and TB farming in the triangle as well with the meta. This is kind of funny to see, the support TB. And once he gets his level 6, we'll see if 9 class can get up to the cheeky ganks. Swap on mid.
Topson. Drag back, but not enough damage. I'm a little upset that Terrorblade hasn't got his good item build queued up. You know, we've seen from 9 class what he can do with the Armlet, Dagon, Shadowblade, Blink, whatever it was.
Yeah, gotta go for drums first. Just a good general support item, but I would love to see him go for a Dagum. Would be really fun. And honestly, not a very bad item against the Morphling as well. So if he gets enough gold for it, we might see him pick it up. We'll see. 9 class, of course. No stranger to Terrorblade support. I'm sure whatever he does is the best course of action in this game.
Whatever he does is correct.
Yeah, we're looking at the cheat sheet here.
Well, some stacks being made up in that top jungle. It looks like Venge is going to try and clear them out. And Tundra thought about contesting here, but Sven and the Terrorblade, not the ideal heroes to go in and sweep.
Yeah, TV just bothering her, but she has regen rune. Can pop the regen soon, and he should be fine on XM.
Just trying to leech some experience while in the mid lane. Another stun into Kisses, but cut short there. Xingqiu was able to walk away.
Nice use of the telekinesis as well. Keeps himself safe. Rune's coming up soon. Look at all these players from Tundra mobilizing for mid.
Now they've brought Brew in from XG side as well, though. So a swap into this arena, counteracting the move of XM. Catches out the mid Venge, and the Brewmaster just wasn't ready for this. Didn't split, didn't go for any plays. Is 9 class also going to survive?
TD gets his level 6 now. Look at his HP too. He's ready to do a swap on someone.
Yeah, and Topson, he's just hasting straight in, but he misses the scatter blast. He's still hasted though, so wobbling around with a funny little Mortimer on his hind legs, flapping his front legs, sprinting back to the Radiant side of the river.
Well, maybe just gonna go up and do this under just for harassment here, but we'll see what 9 class is gonna get up to. As all of Extreme Gaming mobilized to keep this tower alive. It feels like we're seeing a farm trade for the Morphling and the Dragon Knight, but Dragon Knight is starting to accelerate. Has the armlet coming out now.
I'll take that.
He's just that much faster. Using these dragon forms off cooldown. He killed a tower, and he's got that much
even
more map space.
60% cleave whenever he isn't in dragon form, so
yeah.
That is interchangeable with you having a Battle Fury at this point. It's just 10% less.
Oh, it's pretty massive. Army's Morphling. They can be working on that Manta style. Still quite a late game focused hero though. Yeah. And Extreme Gaming haven't been able to really
Again, swap mid. Topson getting run at, but he gets away.
Yeah, I mean, this has been the difficulty so far, right? XXS has lost his tier 1. He's tried to kind of activate his play through the mid lane, but not using split, not getting any team fights that he wants. It feels like Tundra have like dodged the brew very well.
They have, and effectively he's falling behind because of it. The Mars is spending a lot of time just farming. Ramses, you know, he's an old carry player. He knows to get his CS, so he's building up, but the Brewmaster is starting to trail behind. Already 1,400 gold behind the Mars. Starting to see a bit of a deficit there.
Yeah, I mean, even the Venge having a few struggles. And we've seen how well, you know, the counterpart, the Snapfire, is able to scale. Once we get to, you know, kind of level 15, level 20 talents in particular. Anyway, are we seeing the same kind of Gleipnir build from Topson here, right?
Yeah, I think we should be seeing it. He's going for the Maelstrom first. Can't imagine he goes for anything but the Gleipnir right afterwards. Get some lockdown, get some control, especially when you play against the Morphling. Always useful to have.
And then you can think about like Pike, BKB, Daedalus, etc. down the line.
Yeah, big smoke towards Ramses on his Mars now, but looks like he already has the good read, walking back to safety. He's going to go and clear himself a big camp, and that will put him very close to his Blink Dagger.
Well, he does spot him with an Observer Ward. It's just the ET here, though. Trying to leech a bit of experience to get to him.
Extreme have missed a lot of their moves so far. They're making a lot of moves, and they're big and committed, and they're not really getting the payout for it. Meanwhile, Tundra, much more relaxed. It's like, you know, the way they're moving across the map, it's like breathing. Very, very easy. You have supports moving around. The cores are always being efficient, and that's why we see them growing and growing here.
And then you start to get that, like, uncomfortable itch. As a Brewmaster in particular, you know, wanting to get involved, wanting to use Primal Split, even going for the Spirit Vessel build, which we've praised in the past. You know, XXS kind of going away from that Radiance build in several of his games on this Brewmaster, honestly, and trying to play actively. But that now becomes a problem. That now becomes you've invested in aggression. You don't have that backup plan of the Radiance being more of a mid-game centric hero, being able to bring that burn and that evasion to the team fights. Now you're just running around with no vessel charges.
Exactly. He's not gotten anything for it. Mid-blink, Mortimer's.
Rubik, good swap. Has kept Jinkyu alive. The most important hero and player on your team, the Jinkyu Rubik, survives the onslaught as they defend their mid-tier 1.
And that's the important part that we mentioned in the previous draft, actually. The Wave of Terror giving you vision so you can swap. Because he has the vision block, but it doesn't work against the bench who can save as long as she has Wave of Terror ready.
Right, yeah, good point. What's it called again? Bloodsport?
Yeah, Bloodsport arena facet.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Topson going to come down, match the movement of the Morphling here, defend the tier 1. And Pure can sit up in this top lane, play with Ramses, play a bit aggressively, try and maybe pressure this top lane a little bit.
Just gonna shoot Ame a little bit on bottom lane, but Ame's Morphling looking pretty strong, close to that Manta style, the first timing. Meanwhile, though, I just feel that the build-up here, we almost have a full BKB on Pure's Dragon Knight. He is really ramping ahead. Like, Ame is not farming poorly here, but 8.7k net worth at 14 minutes is huge. And Dragon Knight does scale really well with items, so this is a bit concerning.
This is a scary prospect. And like, also the fact that, you know, if we start thinking about the game going, you know, later and later here, your brew hasn't activated, your Venge, we've seen previously, you know, safe lane carry Venge have difficulties transitioning out of lane stage into mid game properly. Maybe mid Venge is going to have some differences there. But the comparison that I'm aiming at here is your Tricore isn't spectacular when you compare it to, first of all, the Tricore of Tundra, which is, you know, Universal Snap, very, very good going hyper late game. Mars and DK, pretty damn good at accelerating and getting there as well. But you've got two freaking supports, Waga, in the Sven and TB. I kind of want this game to go 90 minutes, so we have 5 carries on Tundra. It's the classic 5 carry draft.
The ultra late game is definitely quite intimidating here from Tundra if they do get there. It's a long way away. Something that's closer, though, is this shard for TB, who already has it sent out. Drums complete and shard next. Interesting itemization, so he's gonna get that big speed bursts running around.
It's still sad it's not
Brew.
the armor Dagon. You know, stun to start things off. XXS, he's got primal split here, but I'm just gonna walk it off. It's just that, yeah, you brought it up, right? It's just that natural breathing, right? It's uncomfortable for Extreme to play this map. They're really kind of struggling to connect in any meaningful way onto enemy heroes, whereas Tundra, you know, they move top, they boot Brew out of lane, they get a tower, they push the wave, they move mid. They're looking at tier 1 tower here. It's just an algorithm they're following. You know, it's robotic.
Yeah, they're not human, Gareth.
They're not.
They're playing like robots. It's open AI all over again, man, and I have trauma from that, playing against it.
It's just very systematic and very well done. 11 camps stacked by the TB as well.
Yeah, smoothly moving over now to push top, and with the BKB in hand on the Dragon Knight, I don't know if they want to fight this even. He doesn't have ulti, so there's a little bit of a moment where they could think to fight on Extreme, but I don't see them positioning for it just yet. Venge is running away. She needs 200 gold for Aghanim, so I think they're just missing the timing for this tower. Even Sven coming in with the ulti.
Yeah, Sven ulti. You've got Metamorphosis, the
He's
Demon
zero
Zeal
auto
from 9
attacks with it
class.
so far.
Go and hit some creeps, Whitemon. You're allowed to hit creeps.
Hit
you know?
anything.
Just hit midway.
Whitemon.
Whitemon,
You
hit
can
the
push the lane.
Come out. No,
can
you
do
don't. Don't stay smoked. There's not anything important on the other
he
side of the
only has
map.
10 seconds, Gareth. It's timing out.
But shard golems.
Yep.
Hit the shard golems.
Nobody gets hit. Oh, the Venge! Get her!
Oh, hello. Swap. Oh, you thought about it.
Not a single hit.
Great god strength.
It's like hook accuracy, you know, but different. It's Sven auto attacks.
0. Well, Venge, reflected, stunned, and dead. Well, that happened quickly. Illusion from XM is there to try and swap back and Earth Splitter down the Mars with a primal split and a cyclone on the DK. They've claimed the life of Ramses. Pure. Oh, inside this arena, the cleave on the Brewlings. Pure are just destroying them. XXS is dead. Rubik in trouble. Where's the damage from Extreme Gaming? He's trying to come in here from Arme. The Morphlings joined. The BKB Dragon Knight now starting to run out of gas. So Extreme bring the Morphling in. They lose 3. They get 1. Tundra really dictating the pace of play here, though.
Yeah, they're so fast on the side of Tundra, just running away. They got the drums in that fight, they pop the war cry, very, very difficult to lock them down. So Morphling showed up, he's big and strong, but can't do that much. And again, look at the damage dealt. We definitely know where the damage came from Radiant at least. It was one player.
Just a DK with a cleave.
Yeah, he hits like a monster at this point. And I love the build he's going for. He's going back for the Orchid now, which is huge damage increase and also going to be annoying for that Brewmaster or the Venge, anyone who wants to get their spells off, which is, you know, usually everybody.
And they were pretty close to getting more kills there. Thankful for Extreme that Arme did show up and became a bit of a brick wall in the fights. That's something that Tundra haven't really contended with yet, is Arme's Morphling. But if it, like in this fight we just saw, if they're able to kill the other 4 pretty cleanly and easily, I don't know if the Morphling can stand 1v5.
Yeah, Morph doesn't really burst stuff like Dragonites as well. He's good at killing off like semi-low HP heroes very quickly, especially once he gets Kanda. As I say that, the ET is getting close to getting caught here.
Yeah, White Bomb's there with Ramses. Plenty of stuns for him. Missing the spear though.
Stolen
Hang on a
spear, too.
second. Stolen spear with a swap back in. Gleipnir comes to kill off the ET with the Mortimer's Kisses. Pure into the backlines aiming for the Rubik. Xinkyu focused and killed. 2 supports down and XM might be in trouble as well. Spear this time connecting perfectly. They'll take down Avenge and her illusion.
Oh, it looked like they could maybe turn that around, started out decently, but it turns out to be a disaster. Instead, losing 3 heroes now. It's not quite done yet, even as the 9 class is just bullying XXS all the way back here.
And the little Arme cam there as well, killing some skeletons on the other side of the map, does finish his Lincoln Sphere at least. So potentially ready to join the fight, but a very defensive itemization.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Brewmaster just walking in here against everybody.
Okay.
Success. No C needs to have some impact right now because you're not a Radiance build, you're not farming up, and you're gonna fall behind if you don't get good fights going. And meanwhile, on the side of Tundra, they're winning fights while also having what you were mentioning, the crazy late game carry situation here. The support can scale, but it's more so the Tricore is very, very potent with item builds.
Well, it's like, what's the window then for Extreme? Like, Morphling, 1 more item, 2 more items, and then try and win a couple of fights, get a Roshan, go like...
I feel like they're playing a little bit slow. Maybe it's like Butterfly next, or maybe it's Kanda next on Morphling. He needs one of these 2 items and just activate, I think. Because Morphling is the only one who can save the game. He's 0-0-0 right now. He's got the old Merlini score, but he needs to activate. It can't just be farming. That's not the way back into the game.
At least he doesn't have... Oh, swap on 9 class. There we go, way back into things. As they get a kill and maybe a tier 1 tower mid. At least he doesn't have the Merlina item build with the Midas into Boots of Travel into Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, I mean, it is maybe not the best build on a Morphling. Would have been something to see.
It's a vintage build, and it'll stay that way.
Definitely, it's Dark Secrets. The Mars completes his BKB, so the power spike is just increasing here for the side of Radiant. We now have Dragonlance on the Snapfire, so a little bit of attack range for her.
Oh,
And
man.
almost full Bloodthorn already on the Dragonite. That is so absurdly early. It's 22 minutes.
I know. I just clicked on him. And I was like, oh, he's got a javelin. I wonder what he's. Oh, he's yeah. He's, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
Okay,
got
right.
He's got the entire thing, yeah?
Yup.
And that is a huge increase in DPS. You get so much attack speed coming out from having the Bloodthorn. 100 attack speed.
And kind of similar to what we've seen from Chaos Knights as well now, right? You know, from Radiant
Yes.
side, Pure can now play top part of the map, kind of pressuring tier 2 there, and wait to see if anyone comes as a farmer to
Does that mean
solo
it's
kill
just
them.
a Knight item build? If DK goes for it, then CK goes for it.
Yeah. Well, Sven should be buying it then as well.
Also, if we have a CK and DK, are we gonna get an EK?
Well, who's AK and BK then?
Well, the AK is in another
Automat
Valkyrie.
Kalashnikov, yeah, and then a BK is the Burger King. Where's the Burger King sponsorship coming into Dota?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
who
you
would-
can't just mention names for free here, Garrett.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, give us a ring. We'll entertain any offers. We need to rename Razor into Electro Knight, and then we've got it sorted.
He needs to be knighted first then. Well,
Electro Knight MBE, the king and queen have come to knight him.
we'll see if that happens. We'll see something else that might happen as well, as the Dragon Knight is just staring down the top lane here. Has the level 3 ulti available, can just siege up the base. I don't know how you fend him off.
I think he might just die. They'll try.
Oh God,
That's an
two,
arena.
three.
That is an arena from Ramses. Straight up double kill. XM and Jinkyu blown up. Arme's in the back lines, but that's a pos 5 Sven with Warcry on, and the Morphling does absolutely nothing. He turns onto the
Sunder.
DK now. Sunder's there from 9 class, back to full HP. ET with a Spirit, trying to stomp them up. A triple kill though as Arme's blown up. Ramses comes in and clears them out. Extreme Gaming being routed here as they are on the run. XXS, a cookie forward from Thompson, who now arrives on the scene of the crime to take another name.
Just making it look so damn easy. Ramses with the crisp initiation there. Pure, playing confident, he has a lot of items, but that was Ramses all the way. He gets tipped there as well. Beautiful stuff. Finding a 3-man arena.
Dire's top tower.
Super clean from Tundra.
Yeah,
12k lead, 15-4. Extreme Gaming just haven't had a single hand to play.
No, they're getting completely outclassed here. Tundra are just miles ahead of them. In net worth, in decision making, everything has gone so well for them. And the Morphling still doesn't get anything. Just absolutely outmatched in this fight. He is going for Crystallis, trying to go Crystallis BKB. He wants to be able to auto-attack. But I don't know, man. Even if you auto-attack, there's already a shard on this Sven. He has Warcry maxed level. And you're fighting a TB, a DK. The armor is insane on this team.
Yeah, I don't want to keep on, flogging a dead horse, but Vengeful Spirit is a call. Can we just talk about this again?
Yeah.
What has Venge done this game?
I'm not impressed by it. They've done a lot of swap ganks. It hasn't really worked out that well. I love this facet overall. I want it to be strong, but every time I just see it being outmatched. It was outmatched on mid lane now, not really looking as strong as the Snapfire mid. It was outmatched as carry before, just not looking as tempo as the Troll, for instance. And overall, this game is just so quickly falling out of hands.
Like, what is this? What is this effect that's going on, right? Where like it should be strong, it feels like it's strong. It's worked in pubs or scrims. Like there is something that's gone right with this Venge carry and mid lane that is making the highest level of pro players and pro teams want to draft it and putting it into core positions.
Well, it's aggressive.
But then when it comes into game, it just flops.
It's aggressive. It can fight, but it doesn't. It's a win more type thing. It's great when
Right.
you're winning. It's a win more pick, I think. And you don't. The thing about win more things is that you can't really draft with the idea to win more because you're not winning yet. You gotta be winning first, right? That's usually what we say. Oh, that's a win more item. A win more position for a hero is not really a thing. But it is probably why teams are really liking it. When it works out, it's amazing. You can keep swapping people, just dive. But she does not operate very well from behind.
It's like when it feels good, it is good, but when it doesn't feel good, it's really bad.
Yeah.
And I guess there's also then, like maybe the crux of the issue then is also this Rubik Brewmaster off lane. It's a good pick, it's a good draft, it's a good lane for sure. But Tundra like outplayed them, they got early tower, and the tempo was meant to come from Rubik and Brew, and that never lifted off. So then the Venge didn't have a platform to jump off of.
He has a Skadi on the DK now too. Every time I click him, man, there's another full item in there.
From where?
Yeah, he just pulls it out of somewhere, man. I don't know. He's never died this game. Pure is a farmer.
Fair enough. 21k net worth. And he's up on the high ground. Chipping away at tier 3. He'll find this one easily as well.
TB
Illusions.
ready to protect him.
Yep.
Aegis for 35. He at the ready. Not easy to go on him. Just gonna have to drop this Rax. There's no initiation here. They could swap him, but he still has Aegis. It's a bad time to go.
It's Arme, yeah, twin gating bottom. He's pushed out top wave.
They swapped
a swap on the DK. Oh, Pure. He's dragged back in, but an arena's here from Ramses. Catching up XM. DY's trying to hold them back, but this Pure Dragon Knight is just unstoppable. He's got 5 seconds left on Aegis. Maybe now this is their chance, but a forced stab and a cookie back gets him away from danger. He does have his BKB as well. Aegis gets claimed, and he's back to full. No way of stopping him as Thompson does get cycloned. Cancels his TP, finding the Snapfire is a nice pick off here.
That is huge that they get something. Don't just get completely destroyed. So at least they can get out on the map. They also win a fight in good timing to get their own Wisdom Rune. And now cleaning up for some tier 3 items, building towards that BKB on Morphling. A lot of things going their way from that. They did lose the lane though, still very costly. Didn't kill the Dragonite. I mean, the concerns are still rising here. You have a Hex now on the Mars. More and more things you have to take care of. And we haven't reached the stage where Thompson is supposed to have big impact, by the way. Level 20, level 25. Those are his timings, and yeah, those are still not here. He's level 17 on a snap. I'm not sure he gets to do anything this game, though. The Dragonite is just looking absurd.
He's like, hey, Pure, chill. Just
I've been farming so long. Please don't win the game just yet.
Yeah, just 10 more minutes, hey? Pure, just relax a little bit. Let me get some Wisdom Runes. Let me get some kills. I'm a snap flyer.
Boy. He got the Paladin sword as well, so now he has built-in lifesteal on the Dragonite. Not just a knight, he's a paladin now too.
He's on a mission from God.
He sure is. Crusade against the Dire. What do they have on the Dire? It's not really,
nothing.
Not really much. They have the BKB on Morphling now, so he can auto attack. But look at 9 class impact in these fights. He is just always there to save. You have so tanky heroes, they can't get bursted. And I've actually unlocked the secret to 9 class TB in this patch from watching this game. I can see what he's doing. He's sitting back every fight, and he has the Shard. So Shard gives him bonus 100 movement speed. Tranquils makes him pretty fast. Drums makes him even faster. He zooms in for a Sunder save and then runs away. That's his gameplay. He literally just sits there, waits for the go, and then he is like a medic running into battle.
We need to give him the TF2 medic gun. Just come out here with the Sunder with the medic gun animations. I'll jump in onto XM. Perfect initiation again from Ramses. Thompson with the covering fire, blowing up the Venge. And the illusion looks pretty dead as well. Silenced up, so he can't even swap back. Can't run, can't hide. Dead for 45. And yeah, I mean, there's a Scythe of Ice on this Mars now makes the game pretty unplayable for anyone who's not the Morphling.
Even for Morphling, anybody could trigger that Lincoln Sphere. They have so many different ways to do it as well. It's not going to be that easy.
High ground again.
Clean.
Knock, knock.
Pushing.
Is Arme home?
No, we're busy.
Can Arme come out to play? No.
He's in a different castle right now.
Arme's doing his homework. He's not allowed to go outside and play football just yet. No, please. Come on, we really want to play with Arme. Like a Brewmaster just standing. No. The 4 Spirit Brothers will not allow it.
Stole Sunder, went to hit the Tormentor a bunch to lower his HP. He has prepped himself to try and kill someone with a Fade Bolt and Sunder play. Eyes on Shinkyu. The Rubik right now is cooking, man. Look at this man. He's going. He's gonna do it.
Shinkyu, Shinkyu, Shinkyu. Come on.
There is no minimum threshold for that Sunder, but his Sunder is timing out. He doesn't have it for that much longer.
Oh, he's not going to get there,
I want this to work for him because he's, you know, he's doing something so cool. But it's going to time out. Nobody is near. Nice creativity, though.
You got me so excited for that, and I thought it was going to happen. Now I'm so disappointed.
I'm just, yeah, we're all sad with you, Shinkyu. He probably feels way worse than us, but I feel it too, dude. That was a nice out that he had. Maybe he could have bursted someone. He could have blown up the DK possibly if he got himself low enough HP. He could have insta-killed literally anyone. That's maybe their biggest win condition. Shinkyu stealing Sunder in this game. The problem is he has to steal Sunder, then get low HP, and then find someone, which he can't really do that in one fight. He has to take a fight and then do it afterwards.
It's a super challenging spot to be in.
Smoke coming in. All of Tundra.
And Daedalus for DK. A scan on the Roche Pit as well. He's 50 seconds away from spawning.
Charging forwards.
Extreme Gaming. Spotted by the TB Illusions.
Big wrap around here. TB and Mars are going above.
They see the snap. They know she's on the left-hand side. And Pure comes in from the northern side. Kisses in the arena again. It's great from Ramses to kill the Venge. Primal split going to come to an end. XXS has to expend it just to stay alive. Whitemon finally dies. A kill for Extreme Gaming in a 2-for-1 trade, but Arme is being annihilated.
All the cores are down.
that just might be it. They just call GG after that. No more fling for 75 seconds. You kill, like, that's Extreme Gaming's first kill in like 20 minutes. You know, killing Sven and then losing the fight and probably just losing the game.
Yeah, no, they just cannot fight at all. There's absolutely no way that they can take these 5v5 engagements, and their pickoffs aren't that good either. Sadly, I'm painting a very morbid picture here, but Extreme Gaming, I just don't think they had it in this game. Tundra looked way too well prepared, and I love the way they executed their draft here.
Yeah, and Pure is like, hit tier 4s. What are you doing hitting tier 3 mid and barracks, boys? Let's get this over and done with.
Yeah,
put them to bed.
I'm curious why they haven't called it yet, so they're just gonna go and say, okay, throne.
We'll call it for you. The aggressive GG through action. Action's louder than words. And here is Tundra on the verge. In game 1, the TB, low HP, Sunder's...
Tundra looked way too well prepared, and I love the way they executed their draft here.
Yeah, and Pure is like, hit tier 4s. What are you doing hitting tier 3 mid and barracks, boys? Let's get this over and done with.
Yeah,
put them to bed.
I'm curious why they haven't called it yet, so they're just gonna go and say, okay, throne.
We'll call it for you. The aggressive GG through action. Action's louder than words. And here is Tundra on the verge. In game 1, the TB, low HP, Sunder's ready, but he's being controlled up. 9 class dead, but the throne, of course, exposed, cold, out in the open, just being clicked by the BKB cores. And game 1 is over. Tundra take the victory.
Tundra playing so decisively there. 0 deaths on this carry. DK Pure is keeping a phenomenal record throughout this tournament. He has had so many games now where he has either not died or just...
Back to your telekinesis play, right? Just telekinesis into Raku and just blow anyone up.
Yeah, we have people running out here for the runes and awards, of course. Does look like the Kiro and the SF broke into each other. Not sure that Whitemon realized that the ward was placed, as he hasn't dropped the sentry. I think XM may have gone away with that ward.
Shinkyu trying to scout out the vision mid, doesn't get hit by the tower, so kind of understands there's no vision on the right-hand side of that mid lane. He's not going to find his high ground ward, though. Again, tucked away so nicely up on that little cliff behind the trees.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, that ward is very comfortable. If you're dire, it's pretty much the best mid ward you can get. So if you do manage to sneak it, it is amazing. They have full vision of the SF trying to contest the bottom rune.
They see him coming. They spot 9 class walking across as well. Thompson's Rubik. Going to zone back XM for the first move in, and then DY sees the Jakiro, so runs away from that. It's going to be a 2 for 2 still, though, as Arme went in for the bounty rune, meets the Spirit Breaker and Darks here. But it's Iron Shell on the DS. Spirit Breaker with that level 1 charge has already spent his spell. We'll see now Arme and DY just trying to get to the lane safely as quickly as they can. And DY going to take a bit of a hit there from Whitemon.
It's actually pretty big for the laning stage here. Losing 200 HP on the Ogre before it starts is going to help out the otherwise a little bit susceptible lane of the Spirit Breaker Darks here. It's a great combo, but it doesn't do that well on level 1, level 2.
SF. 3-1 so far. And Thompson getting tagged up by the Razors. Good start for the Shadow Fiend already.
Yeah, nice CSing, and making sure to put the races early onto Thompson, and here he goes, gets a third one. And Thompson just has to sit back and accept that this SF is gonna keep CSing. If you stick around here, you can get slowed forever. It's very spooky.
Yeah, 1 mango left for XM. As we see in that picture-in-picture. 9 class Spirit Breaker trying to drag waves around.
Oh my god,
not
dude.
wanting to
XM is
play.
just playing flawless. 6 and 4.
That's beautiful. Really great to watch. And a new lane has been created. Darkseer and Spirit Breaker, their classic move. You know, they want to get to kind of level 3, level 4, so manipulating waves, not honorably playing that straight up lane, dragging waves around.
Yeah, always shenanigans, pull around, make it awkward, and this is gonna test Ame's ability to get all the farm as well, as the creeps are gonna be dying in random locations.
And Shinkyu up top though. Dead to this Jakiro Faceless Void, who hit level 2. Get the move forward onto the Hoodwink, kill him off.
Yeah, first level 2 power spike there. They didn't quite have level 2 on the Hoodwink. He was just about one experience away. Missing 4, in fact, experience points for that Scurry. Time dilation. You can catch people off guard.
XM just looks so good in this mid lane. 9 and 4. I mean, Rubik, you know, catching up, getting some last hits there as Thompson, but every time you look, it's a struggle for Thompson. He's having to sweat and really pull out all the stops to get any kind of last hits.
I think the lane does get easier over time, though, for Rubik. Once he gets the level 2 Fade Bolt now, he has a little bit of a CSing tool, and he doesn't have to get as close. He can kill off the creeps more easily. So I think the worst part is over, and getting boots early is also going to be a big timing for him.
Charge down bottom. Stopped in its tracks by Arme.
Nice done. CS as well as stopping the charge.
Good efficiency.
That's what we expect from Arme.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure is. And Dark's here. Always like this, kind of down at the bottom of the cores in the last hits, just trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel. Things get easier as the game progresses, though, for him and for Tundra in general, right? Looking at Faceless Void, needing a bit of time to ramp up. Rubik, Dark's here, wanting to try and hit that mid-game timing around their items as well.
Yeah, Void is definitely a pretty slow hero. He's going to take a while before he gets the amount of items that you want. We'll see how it plays out in this game.
So who does laning stage matter most for then? If that's the case, you know, Tundra kind of want to get to mid-game, extreme gaming. Do they want to play faster and rely on lane stage?
I think the most important laning stage is probably the Pango getting a good start so that he can non-stop run at people and use his ulti the way he wants to. Because Void, no matter what, he's going to keep hitting creeps. And he isn't being pressured here. He can always time walk after the Pango harasses him.
Well, we've praised XM so much that we've cursed him a little bit. He missed a couple of last hits onto tower. Thompson got some nice... I'm going to keep calling them pseudo denies. You know, he's pre-hitting the creeps, making sure the tower gets last hit, not allowing XM to finish them off.
Look at all the CS, though, across the board. So even, both on the denies and last hits. This is the closest match that we have seen in terms of just CSing.
And dead even between them. But a kill up top, potentially. Blood grenade after bushwhack. Take one down. DY dead. Jinkyu might be falling here. Yeah, Pure going to slap him with the mace. XXS still keeping that pressure on, though. Getting that chip harassment into Pure's Void.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ogre went down bottom to the combination of Spear Breaker and the Darks here, just pulling him back with a vacuum as well, and body blocks coming in from 9 class. So, kills across the board. And now TP bought a refill coming in for the mid lane here from the Hoodwink, helping out XM a little bit.
So was that moment of panic where... I swear bottle refill used to happen faster than it does nowadays. And a couple of times I've been given the bottle and then handed it back too quickly so it hasn't refilled. Yeah. Just watching Shinkyu there like, yeah, just hold it.
Yeah, you do have to wait a little bit now. I don't know if they added a delay at some point. Honestly, I wish they would just remove it. I feel like it's a mechanic that is also hand-holding the mid laners. I want mid lane to be a dangerous place.
Yeah. That's definitely one of those things that makes things quite easy. I like one. Gets a pull out of that small camp.
Rubik about to hit a big power spike here as both mid laners hit level 6. He now has the stolen melee race, the worst one. He would like to have a different one, but this is still a lot of damage and still something he can use to farm.
We could see move into mid as well from a number of these supports. We're 15 seconds away from minute 6.
It's
I can see a couple of the... Yeah, I can see a couple of the supports moving from bottom lane, but they're fighting each other on the way there. Dark's here, sorry, the Spirit Breaker and the Ogre, like, as a bounty rune, as a courier to snipe. 9 class gets the upper hand as Thompson also bottles the regen rune.
Yeah, Thompson going to be very happy to get that good amount of resources for him there, so he can spam, and he gets a steal on the mid-range race. Much better to have than the melee one. Now he's in shape to just farm super fast.
A quick TP top from 9 class here, forcing a swashbuckle out of XXS. Ice Path cuts him off at the pass, and with a dual breath, Whitemon will help secure a kill for himself. Actually, Pure does not get the last hit.
Yeah, you gotta help yourself before you can help your friends. That's how you support. And Pure still having a very good laning stage here after this. They're gonna try for Jinkyu as well. They want the Wisdom Rune, of course, the bigger objective.
And down goes the Hoodwink. Timeout's back to safety.
Thompson
and the Wisdom Rune you're mentioning. 9 class and Thompson both here, while DY on the opposing side of the map going to try and steal the Dire one. But who's over there? It's Whitemon with an Ice Path, so double Wisdom Rune for Tundra. Again, it's just all these little victories paying off big time as Thompson's going to come across and get a freebie kill on the Ogre.
Oh, Oh, that's so big. Nice plays from Thompson here, activating, and also Whitemon stepping behind the trees, using the ice path. That was a really good secure on the Wisdom Rune there. This is good stuff coming out all around here, and Extreme, they need to start looking towards what they can win here, and mid looks like they're gonna start pressuring this tower, as if utilizing that Rubik has left the lane for so long, brings down half the HP of the tower.
Does that bottle refill work? Nope. Not quite timed it there. Ogre came a little bit too soon to the mid lane. Oh my god, we already see it. Look at the damage from Thompson. XM is going to be so careful.
Yeah, it hurts real bad, the spell amp, and this is only level 1 Arcane Supremacy at this point.
Yeah.
They are smoking up for the top rune. They're getting scanned.
8 minutes. DD rune. Amplify damage rune, actually. Still a DD rune in my heart.
The AD rune for AD players only.
I refuse.
It's a DD rune. Yeah.
Well, this is where Tundra rally around bottom lane. 3 heroes there pressuring the tier 1 just to try and open up that map for themselves. I mean, Faceless Void up top doesn't feel like a target that Extreme Gaming can really just kill off with the heroes that they've brought up here. Throw a few raises at him. Pure's just going to time walk it off. He's fine.
He's going to stay safe. He has Chrono available. He's calling friends over. Rubik tipping in.
And they've got level 6 on the Jakiro. Like, Whitemon, he's pretty over-leveled. You know, 8 minutes in as a position 5.
Definitely. A lot because of that double Wisdom Rune after that play.
But
It's not just him. They have level 6 on Spirit Breaker on mid lane too now. Picked it up.
Yeah, charges across the map, gets a D ward when he realizes they can't continue forward. He's Ion Shelled up as well, so he's going to get farm for himself and his Darkseer. We've not really looked at Ramses at all this game, right? The initial laning phase was that classic shenanigans, dragging stuff around, getting levels up. Darkseer, I assume, is going to go full aura build this game.
Yeah, it's a, very stock standard. This is probably the least exciting offlaner right now, but he is a very, very reliable offlaner. Not talking about Ramses, of course, talking about Darkseer. Gank possibly onto Ame here with a smoke. Thompson wants something.
I don't have vision on him.
Maybe they just take what kill they can find.
Yeah, looks like it. Well, look, Ogre's got over 1,000 HP and it just disappears in a matter of seconds. Oh, they've also caught Ame. Ramses and Whitemon have paired up to do a tremendous amount of damage. Sven's cleared out by Thompson. XXS is rolling in, trying to make a meal of this fight down south as they bring XM and Shinkyu across. Looking at Ramses and the Spirit Breaker of 9 class, but he pops the mech, turns the fight back into the SF. The wall illusion crushes him as Whitemon grabs another kill. 9 class will finally die here as Ogre and Pango pair up to take him out, but 2 massive core kills.
Huge kills, and meanwhile Void just free farming under tower, pushing here, getting as much as he can, and we've seen what happens when you leave the carries alone like this. And the fact that they won the fight that decisively without activating Pure, this is really huge for the side of Tundra.
It's just so honestly incredible, right? Thinking about, Extreme Gaming, best in China. They've got Ame on their team. They looked good. They looked very good yesterday. And Tundra just come into this series making them look like fools.
Yeah, they really are. They're just way outclassing them, which is absurd. I thought Extreme Gaming would be much more competitive here against them, but so far just looking one-sided.
As the speed at which they play now as well, they know they are in
Perfectly
the lead.
timed charge.
Advantage is theirs. Blood in the water, and Tundra, a bunch of sharks hunting Ame, taking him down. 11 minutes in, it's 2-10, a 5k lead for Tundra, and this map is about to become very small for Extreme.
It is. It's all in the details too. Every move they make is so calculated. That charge timed with the chrono. If you charge too early, you get stuck in the chrono and the charge stops. But everything is just working out beautifully for them. And they even have vision on the SF farming jungle right now, so they know exactly what's up. Looks like the Darkseer is going to make his way down back to bottom. SF is farming for a Yasha here.
DY. He's bonked up the high ground. Another Stormhammer and Ice Path required, but
It almost feels like they're just flexing how many spells they have available to kill him here. No auto attacks needed.
yeah, they don't need to send in the infantry, right? Just cruise missiles flying across from the river.
Yeah. Void is gonna leave this side of the map as the Sven's gonna come and clear out his own side. He actually does hang out. He wants to steal, taking away the farm that is accessible to Radiant.
Thompson getting bushwhacked on his way to the Invis-rune.
So he has Travels and he has Faded Brooch. So Rubik is super fast right now.
And you mentioned the Aghanim Scepter, which he's rushing straight into.
Yeah, building towards it.
Dire's top tower.
Oh, could be caught here.
This would be a massive kill for them. That's big for Extreme. 800 gold into their pockets.
That's what you need. You need to have rotations with the 2 supports and 1 of the cores and find some pickoffs here because everything is starting to fail very, very rapidly. And at least utilize the timing window. Chrono is on cooldown right now, so he can't TP in and punish. Maybe you can take a crack at the tower, get something with the Pango ulti. The smoke mid was spotted though. Or was it? Did they ping it?
I'm not too sure. A big old circle was drawn around them by the Rubik though.
Yeah.
And just any bit of breathing room,
One
you can
Piece
get
is
here.
baiting him.
Oh, the double bounties. No, pure. Time walks off all the damage though. DY grabs the double bounty. And a charge is coming in here from 9 class across the map in towards the Hoodwink. Let's see if Xinkyu can get down to the low ground with a sharpshooter. He can't stop this though. Bushwhack's still on cooldown. Maybe now he can hold them back. He's caught up with another strike and the damage from Ramses.
Just way too much damage coming in. SF trying to do some pushing mid during this, but also can't really stick around due to that Spirit Breaker. Able to perhaps charge him if he stays too long. They're just playing the map in such an oppressive way on the side of Tundra. Feels like you're always hiding on the side of Extreme. They're not really able to stay safe. And by the way, we still don't have level 6 on Ogre. Of course, he has the learning curve, but just to say how sad the game is, I guess 14 minutes, level 5.
That's freaking rough. Yeah, the double wisdom runes hurting big time here as they need to get this top wisdom rune, but pure chronos the rolling thunder to steal it.
Wow.
The big blue bubble grabs the wisdom rune. Still going to get crashed on here as XXS. Oh, he's given up on that. No backup from his squad. And Rubik's also Boots of Travel TP'd into top, trying to extend this fight.
I mean, I guess worth. I'm not sure. The chrono, I suppose he doesn't need it. Back to farming, it says. Back to the mines. And at least now maybe Extreme can be confident going into a fight knowing that Void can't join.
Maybe. It just still feels like they've got to wait for Sven. You know, they're playing 4v5. Trying to battle back into Tundra.
Also, I'm going for the Morbid Mask Echo Saber, not going Mask Commander start. Oh.
Well, they dropped the wall on Xinkyu there. Ramsey's not afraid to just spend his ulti to kill the Hoodwink.
I think they're at a position where they're so dominant, just use your ultis for literally anything. Wisdom Rune, sure. Support kill, sure. Just use your ultis, keep exerting this pressure. You can tell by the fact that they haven't gone back for their own Wisdom Rune because they're playing so forward. They know the Wisdom Rune is there. They haven't forgotten. They're just not wanting to give a break here to Extreme. And Extreme, very unlikely they can sneak all the way over there.
So what does this mean? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jungle camps that Sven does not have access to down in the bottom jungle because they've made a base camp there.
Yeah, they're taking away. And even his Ancients have been repeatedly contested. Even right now, the Watcher is taken. Ogre gonna die on mid lane again. This ward on the lane is devastating them. Whitemon has been on point with the ward game.
Yeah, I mean, what are the kill streaks at this point? Because there's only 3 deaths on Tundra, right? They must have a fair few.
They have 2 streaks right now. It's the Darkseer and the Jakiro, in fact, are the ones with kill streaks.
Fair enough.
5-1 and 5 on the Jakiro.
And there's a Macro Pirate trying to kill off the Pango. Requiem comes out. They're sending 9 class back, and they do take him down. Spirit Breaker's out of there.
That's a lot of resources used to just take down one of the supports, though. It is a big kill to get, but now with the stolen Requiem, Rubik is a threat. Thompson got his hands on it.
Did Xinkyu see up? Is that an observer ward up on that high ground? He threw an Acorn shot and a Bushwhack up, kind of knowing Requiem was being channeled, it felt like.
I
down the
think
bottom.
He may have hinted that he had vision there, but
XXS trying to roll up. Rolling Thunder, bouncing around in the sauna. Now he's crashing into this Faceless Void, but he's kind of stuck down here. Charged by the Spirit Breaker, but he's got Swashbuckle at the ready. 9 class, that's a bit deep. Ooh, quite far in, but they go in with a Time Walk Chrono, catching the SF with a wall on him, and XM in trouble with a stolen Requiem thrown in his face. He's dead. DY in trouble too, but this Faceless Void Time Walks off the remainder of the damage as Arme, well, he's finally joined a fray here. 17 minutes in, he slices 9 class down. They need more. They desperately need more. Thompson could be a juicy kill for them, and DY setting it up with a Fire Blast, Ignite, The follow-through's not coming, though. They've lost XXS in the meantime, and Arme's like, screw this, I'm going back to farming, boys.
Yeah, he is leaving, and the supports are just trying to survive. The Rubik scurry animation had me giggling there for a second as he scurries away to safety. The Ignite is
Oh,
not...
is that why he's so fast?
Yeah, he's not gonna tick down here. The Chrono into Requiem, though. Nasty stuff coming out here from Tundra. Rubik in the hands of Thompson, looking real good on that mid lane as well.
Like, given the circumstances, a decent punchback from Extreme. You know, this game's kind of plateaued out a little bit at 5k net worth lead for Tundra, 16-5. It's felt like a stomp and a rout, but you know, Extreme Gaming could still come back into this around the Sven. It's going to come down to, you know, 1 or 2 very key initiations in the team fights. When we get around the Roche pit, when we get this Sven ready, it's just Tundra have looked so good in counteracting Extreme's moves so far.
Yeah. Definitely. And Sven, you're definitely right. He needs to be the one to turn this game around. The problem for me, I'm keeping my eyes on this Darkseer. He's getting big at this point. He has the Greaves, he has Plate Mail, he has Veil, so he's only the recipe away from the Shiva's Guard. 1400 gold, and even just that attack speed reduction against the Sven when he doesn't have, you know, all that many items. I don't know, he's mitigating a lot of damage. This is concerning to me. They need to find more rotations with the SF. He's working on a Blink Dagger. If the SF can get his blink, then maybe they can set up some good gank rotations with him and the 2 supports. But for now,
maybe a lot of maybes.
yeah, it's you know, it's only a 5k lead or 4k lead, but it's a 4k lead when the opposing team has the Void. They have the slow carry. They have the ones that are supposed to be a little bit weaker at this stage, where Sven's supposed to take over the game. It's 19 minutes in. It's almost 20 o'clock. You know, this is when we expect the Sven to take over.
You've got the Sven, you've got the SF, you've got the minus armor with an Ogre, but XM, oh, he's going to walk it right into 4 of them. Tundra with a Macropire vacuum, kill the SF, and DY is done for. A double kill for Ramses. Another hero on that list of, you know, wants to go kind of late. Darkseer very happy to extend and drag this game out if it goes that direction.
As he's leading in the deaths right now, this Ogre Magi, I'm going to start pronouncing it Die instead, because he's at 6 deaths. Well ahead. Jinkyu is at 5. This is a rough one. Tundra are just very on point and starting to put more and more pressure on the map. Now with that Aghanims in hand on Rubik, he can spam the Scurry to increase the AoE of his Shadow Race.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, he's done the most damage this game as well. 13,000 out the Rubik. As Extreme Gaming, the only person that can kill these past few minutes has been the Spirit Breaker, who very often finds himself behind enemy lines.
Yeah, 9 Class is doing a good job playing aggressively and tanking a lot of the rotations. You don't want someone to sneak in and get on top of your Rubik, so the fact that he's going first is providing some safety for his team as well. But yeah, he does get picked off down there. Still though, Sven's working towards that S and Y. Also, S and Y not ideal as an item in the sense that it doesn't help you much against the Chronosphere. You can wish all you want for slow resistance and status resistance, but it doesn't help you if time doesn't stop or it doesn't move.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We do see the shard go to the Kiro here. Tormentor taken out by Dire. Looks like they're posing for going straight towards a Roche attempt or something here after getting the Wisdom Rune.
This has got to be the way of things, right? Extreme, they need a place to fight. The best place to fight is going to be around Roshan.
Yeah.
It's like, it's good for you, but it's good for the enemy team with this Chrono Macropire as well.
It's a good setup, though. They already planted some vision down here on the side of Radiant. They got one Observer ward down in a spot that's pretty hard to deward.
That scan turns red and everyone just gets the hell out of there. XM's TP'd mid, everyone else running out.
They do have a DD rune on the SF, but I don't think they want to fight. For now, it looks like they're just going to try and build more advantage, build more items. The ward game has been so on point for Dire.
So, yeah, I know you're not okay with just allowing Tundra to have Aegis, but there's no other way about it, right? You can't fight into this, you can't go down here.
They don't have smoke, so yeah, they can't. They are out of smokes, I believe. Yeah. And without smoke, there's no way you're walking in and contesting this Roche. So just have to give it up. No real option. They do have Arcane and DD Rune for a short window here on SF. XM is saying, if we ever fight, it is right now. He wants to defend his tier 2 tower bottom.
Feels pretty confident and bold just to step up. Extreme, they've brought the numbers down. 5 members, all defending this tier 2 tower, but it feels like Tundra have this read.
They know about it. They went back and split pushed a little bit with the Rubik, and they're playing cautiously, not going straight into a fight under tower here. Taking out the vision. They want to go up and take a D ward here. But looks like Extreme Gaming, they're just gonna go into farm mode. They had their moment of trying to hold. Now, finally, it is... well, perhaps they go back here. Instead of thinking about it. Maybe mid.
Like by the numbers, they're still keeping this game pretty close. You know, this 4K lead. Yeah, can we see the net worth graph? Is it just a straight line from minute 4 until minute 24?
Oh, they're on Rubik.
Oh, hang on. Requiem onto the Rubik. XM, he's being charged up, and he got the final raise out in time. Thompson down for this massive ice path with the Macropire burning and freezing them both at the same time. Jinkyu and XM, they'll both die. Time dilation comes in from Pure as well to try and chase off to the left, but there's no more targets to be found.
Oh, that was brutal to watch. They just could not get out of the lava. The floor is lava, and yeah, everything is lava. Just cannot move. Good pickoff to begin with there, but in the end, they're gonna get punished hard for using their own resources.
And Thompson just like, yeah, all for me. Congrats, you killed me. The rest of my team is ready.
Yeah, maybe he will even figure out that there was a ward there. That did get him killed, of course. The ward on the bottom ruined by Radiant, but it's gonna time out now. And all the while, the Faceless Void is just farming towards his BKB. He is 150 gold away from his, so before Aegis times out, he's gonna have the security added. One more layer. Meanwhile, Sven decided to go back for a Harpoon, which I respect Harpoon. I think it's a good item, but I don't know if he's gonna get any value out of it here, trying to catch people.
Well, right now, DY. No escape from this. Unless, maybe, perchance, a glimmer and a runaway, but he's gonna die. The Sven will come in though. Good lift up. I'll try and save 9 class with a telekinesis force staff now. Stuns onto the Sven, dragging him around with the telekinesis as XXS arrives with the Rolling Thunder, but it feels like the decision has already been made to try and run away and escape. Chrono, the Faceless Void, he's coming here, catching up to Arme and bringing down the Sven. Jinkyu in trouble now as well as XXS in the ice path, stunned up, caught out, lifted, dragged back into the waiting arms of Pure, who just wallops him with a triple kill.
Oh my god, the fight. Beautiful Chrono there. Good catch again. And you can't really run away from this team. The time dilation, the Shiva's coming in, different catches. The Spirit Breaker, of course, punishing you. They're just rushing down bottom as well. And I don't know if you saw that, but the Stormhammer AoE was big enough that it actually hit the Hoodwink there on the side. Or was it Pango? It didn't look like it should ever hit the 2 heroes, but his number was up to 8, which I guess that means he has, I mean, absurd AoE. 200 radius increase on this spell.
Incredible. I mean, yet again, Extreme Gaming just not able to put up a serious fight here. Again, trying to battle into Aegis, not even taking that first life of the Faceless Void. The late game. Wait, did Pure die in game 1? You mentioned he was...
No, he was unkilled, yeah. He was Dragon Knight and didn't die at all.
Yeah, and it looks like same story here in game 2.
I'm telling you, his KDA throughout this tournament is amazing. It's really, really strong. And yeah, that speaks a lot about how easy their games have looked, honestly, because we are casting the group stages here, and it's not just about which team has been winning and how many teams do you have or how many wins do you have. Look at how you've been winning, and a lot of the wins that Tundra have now have looked somewhat like this. They're crushing opponents. And Extreme are not bad. Extreme are really, really sharp as well.
I'm counting.
You're counting his KDA? Yeah, he had 4 deaths in one game. One of the recent ones I saw. He had 1 death in a few of the other ones, and then he had
11.
I think this is going to be his 3rd or 4th flawless game if he doesn't die here.
This is the 8th game of the group stage they're playing, and he's got 11 deaths.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Radiant's middle
not
tower
bad.
is under
Averaging
attack.
just about 1 death per game, you know, a little bit over it is that's pretty damn good coming out
What is
from your
that?
carry.
0.7272727272727272727272727272727.
You can stop.
7. Okay, I'm sorry. That's ridiculous stats being put up by this
Middle
man.
tower has fallen.
That is absurd. Doing really, really well here. But of course, it is the entire team. Ramses has also had a fantastic game in this second game of the series here. His
I did that the wrong way
is just
around.
looking completely untouched.
It's 1.375, isn't it? It's 11 deaths is deaths per game, not games per death.
Exactly. Yeah, games per death is an interesting stat to look into as well.
What a
but,
dum-dum. I'm like, divide 8 by 11, yes. I just really wanted to say 7-2.
You just
many
felt
times.
like doing math on stream.
Oh, it's fun, isn't
That's
it?
setting yourself up for failure, my friend.
That's damn right. Extreme Gaming feels like they've got about 1 chance left in the tank. This smoke gank has got to pay off dividends, and it looks like they're going to find nothing. Look at the lines being drawn, right? By 9 class and White Mon. They know exactly what's up.
It's on point, yeah. They don't have the vision there, but they perfectly pinpoint where they are. And look at their positioning. They're holding themselves on Tundra, holding high grounds, holding smoke positions, and checking out the bottom power rune. Gonna find themselves a region for
Radiant's
Thompson,
middle
who has,
tower
of
is
course, the
under attack.
Octarine core. So he's just ready to pop off at this point. Everybody looking so damn strong on their team. Even the support at this point. Is it really a support when a Spirit Breaker charges you with Shadow Blade and pops the drums and starts attacking you with, what is it, bonus 80 attack speed? I don't think that it would be a fair fight, him up against the Ogre Magi or the Hundwig at this point.
When you said support, I heard the inverted commas around
Yeah.
the word.
And he's the least farmed. The Jakiro has even more net worth.
Goodness gracious me. And again, Tundra, you know, in no real rush to do anything. They can just wait, set traps, allow Extreme Gaming to, you know, kind of walk into things. As the onus is on them to make moves.
Yeah, they want Aegis, they want Butterfly on Faceless Void. That's what they have their eyes on right now. Faceless Void. Spirit Breaker just zooming away.
It's so funny to watch it.
Dude, I hate this facet. It's impossible to kill Spirit Breakers.
It's
They
incredible.
charge someone, they just say, okay, oh, well, I'm out, peace.
Just
It's like
kidding.
get run over by a train. You don't even see where it is when you wake up.
Goodness gracious me. I mean, yeah, Extreme Gaming now just kind of sitting on a high ground and hoping Tundra walk into a Requiem. It's not going to happen though right now. 30-minute rune about to pop up. Everybody's greenlit. They've got all their ultis ready, all spells available, but Extreme have been using their smokes kind of frivolously, not able to connect into any of these team fights or
Huge
pickoffs they wanted.
Moment for Radiant here. Finally, they have the BKB on the Sven. BKB, Harpoon. He is ready to be unstoppable and also pull people back. There's only 2 small problems. He can get stopped by Chrono and maybe by a Spirit Breaker, you know. And maybe just a bash. Also, I don't know how he kills a Butterfly. Butterfly faces Void with the Vindicator's Axe, so he has 20 bonus armor if you stun him. Yeah, there's a few problems.
Get very lucky, maybe?
Yes. Invest in a crit now. Today is the day.
Yeah. Just do it. Just
I
hope
think
for
the
the
damage
best.
has to be SF. SF needs to land a huge ulti somehow. But for that to happen, it's all on Pango and Sven to create that situation.
It's like
TP?
XXS and DY kind of just have to walk in and feed. Like buyback wise, we need some hero that has buyback to go in, die, force something, force a wall, force a chrono, and then XM has a bit of breathing room to initiate in a fight.
This is a sharp move. They all mass TP down bottom and then quickly decided to go down here and check.
Yeah, have that bit of vision as well. High ground observer ward. I mean, XG knows it's there. They're still playing forward and into it.
Yeah, and Tundra are gonna say, yep, there's vision there. Spirit Breaker scouted a little bit. He was like, they definitely saw me when I went in. He runs back, plays towards his own vision instead.
Play
Top
around
lane
that
is
twin
pushing
gate.
in. Sven is TPing there to deal with it. If they see him right now with no TP in inventory, that's green light for them. They can just go.
They've spotted him. They know.
Yeah,
There's
that's where they
Ramses.
go.
A vacuum wall forced the BKB early out of XM. Faceless Void, he time walks forward, the Nether Strike comes out, and XM, he's just being focused down here, but a great Requiem turnaround play onto Pure. BKB time walk. Oh man, that was close. Pure survives, barely turning this fight around, as it was almost great for Extreme. XM dead, a double kill for Pure, nothing goes their way.
They smell blood in the water. The moment this is Sven TP'd away, they utilized that moment. I mean, he did show on the top creep wave without TP in his inventory, so it was just too obvious for them that they're gonna take an easy fight there. Also, Thompson has stolen both the short range and the mid range Shadow Rays now, so he's cosplaying SF. He's having a bit of fun.
The green raises.
I mean, they are very spammable, and it's getting a little bit absurd, the stuff that he's doing in terms of AoE.
Right, so you weren't sure how the Sven is going to deal with a Butterfly Faceless Void.
Yeah, but now, though, now he just needs to wait until Void dies once and then kill him afterwards, Gareth.
Yeah? Step A, step A, question mark. Step B, question mark. Step C.
Just kill him again.
Step 5? We just go from like step C to step 5? Yeah, here we go.
Power outage is always a playtime for, sadly, you're in the same location.
Oh my goodness, I don't know, they need like a stampede of camels and a sandstorm, and I don't know what else has to happen for Extreme to come back into this.
I don't know, this is getting very grim here, and with the gem as well in hand on the Darks here, he's just checking for wards everywhere. Building towards that Aghanim Scepter is going to be the final nail in the coffin, it feels like, because at that point, the Darkseer will also be able to cancel out any SF ultis or even Sven's DPS. I just don't see it, man. I'm trying to stay positive here, but XG, they're just outmoved in this game.
I've figured it out. What we have to do is we do -SH 5 space 7. So DY swaps heroes with Ramses, and then they have Darkseer on
hero command. Yeah, if you could just swap the carry Void for the Ogre Magi at this point.
No.
The game
7 Darkseer. Give Vacuum with a Sven with a Requiem.
Oh, that's true.
They can have Faceless Void as well if they want to.
Yeah, no, I was just going for highest and lowest net worth.
Yeah.
And even then, the game would still probably be competitive. They're just in such a spot.
I mean, this is what we had to do back in the day when someone disconnected in Dota 1. It was like trying to rebalance the teams, because sometimes you only had time for one game. You're at a LAN cafe, you know, your hour is running out. You don't want to pay another $1 to stay. It's like, okay, someone's left. They've had to go home. Their mum's called them up.
I always love to mention there was actually a swap before swap heroes in Dota 1. You could play Morphling. He could join the enemy team.
Really?
That is an old Morphling ulti. Undercover was the name of it. He could look like one of the opponents, share their vision, join their team, and then he could attack them to stun them and deal extra damage.
Wow.
This could also be abused by just joining the enemy team, and then you get a victory screen at the end of the game. So technically, you could just make it 6v4.
Winner!
Not that I ever did that, of course.
Oh, no. Never.
Yeah, maybe not the best design choice ever. I wonder why we don't have that ability anymore.
There were some funny things in Dota 1.
Yeah, good luck finding more boomer skill than that.
Faceless Void global root chronosphere.
I think it actually might have predated that even, so it's back there. The push here is coming though. Butterfly and Aegis sieging high ground.
Ricky Death Ward.
Yep, same era.
The good old days.
SF is working on an Aghanim Scepter, by the way. That's the defense plan here. He will sell his bottle and get Aghanim Scepter and then big ulti.
This is some good control on the Faceless Void. Rolling Thunder, perma stunning him, but a Force Staff and a Time Walk gets Pure out of their grasps. 9 class though. He's stuck up on the high ground, being walloped by the Sven. Lifted down. Chrono is here. The Pango and the Hoodwink both caught up. The Sven dragged back into it as well. The stolen Rolling Thunder crashed him up the high ground, but Pure, he's dying. First life gone. Arme's dead though.
The ulti?
A minute and a half as XM winds up the Requiem, tries to kill the Void, doesn't time it perfectly, and Pure's just going to time walk off all the damage. A nice path back in by Whitemont. Should secure the kill on DY here as they're 2 heroes down. Tier 3 wide open, and Tundra looking to cruise here with a Game 2 victory.
And a celebratory ulti by Rubik from the low ground. Actually, his cooldown is absurd. 40-second cooldown Requiem. Gonna have it soon again.
Another bit of catch and poke on the Void. Half HP. Raises in, but a Time Walk again. Safety for him, while Ramses into the backlines with a vacuum to kind of combo break the move from Extreme. It's not easy, though. Hey? 8 to 30, 16k lead. You spend Aegis, you spend Chrono, every single spell under the sun, and you get a tier 3.
Yeah, it was a great defense, honestly. They did everything they could. It cost buybacks, it cost the life of the Sven, but they did fend off the aggressors here, and Tundra are gonna have to fall back and work on more. And they're even getting out and getting themselves a Tormentor. Charges coming in, though. They know this.
In we go.
Oh,
we go. Ramses is here with a macro pyre for good measure. They've killed up Q, buys back immediately. I mean, this looked like it should have been bigger, honestly. They trade out 1 for 1. Ramses' godlike streak is gone. Thompson, Requiem down. Wymon's dead as well. Extreme Gaming strike back.
Another chasing, but Spearbreaker already out. Huge for Extreme, though. Showing big signs of life here. Holding on to their mid melee racks, at least, as the range racks did fall.
That's a 5k net worth swing.
That's enormous. If this is what they can do when they're this far behind, if they just get a few more item combos here, if SF ever gets to a Hex, that would be huge against the Faces Void.
I mean, that's a big, hey guys, we're throwing here kind of moment, right?
No, they are. They're definitely throwing a bit here. Very aggressive. It looked beautiful, the 4-man vacuum, but they didn't really get a good catch. The BKB was there. You can see a replay here of that fight.
So it was the Nether Strike and I think the normal punch from Darkseer actually pushing them out of the ice path. Like, that could have been 3 heroes just dead.
The traitors. Yeah. We have otherwise a beautiful synergy there in combination from the Darkseer and Jakiro, otherwise being interrupted. And in fact, the Sven is huge now in terms of levels. He's about to hit level 25, ahead of the Void, who's level 23 at this point. Void has not died a single time. He's 7-0 and 13. He's level 23. Sven is 1-4 and 1, is level 25 soon.
RNA skill difference.
Yeah, he's cheating. Get him, boys.
This is why Yathro learns from him. Well, we've got a little relationship between the two of them.
Definitely true. He is going to get himself the 50% God Strength damage. The assists.
I love that. Yeah, 22 assists for Spirit Breaker. One assist
for Sven.
Sven.
It's fine. Sven mostly gets kills. That's why he has 1 assist. Now, Ame is literally PvE mode this game. He is 1-4 and 1 in a game with otherwise a total of 42 kills.
Pure trying his hardest not to die. 7-0-13.
Hold up. Hold the phone. You see what Spirit Breaker's doing?
Oh, is he cheesing it up?
He's definitely looking like he's thinking about some kind of block.
Tasty stuff.
Preparing for the late game, eh? Get that barrier on the Faces Void as well as the backtrack chance, and then you'll be struggling to kill him off.
He's never dying. Now, this is where Tundra are really considering that killer blow. And they took out 1 barracks in the mid lane. They'd love to kind of clear out this Radiant base with the advantage they've had, the advantage they've got. And it's started to be whittled down from, what, like 15, 16k down to 8 now. And they don't have these backup plans of second lives, Aegises and Cheeses. The potential for Extreme Gaming to, win a couple more team fights, even the playing field, balance the scales, get back into things. It's viable.
Yeah, I mean, they could recover here, but the question is, Roche, he's spawning in 5 seconds, and they're just gonna have to give it up, right? I don't see how you get out there and contest it. Maybe you can find it in you to make a move. They do have a smoke. They're bringing it in from inventory now.
Okay.
This is the game-deciding smoke, I feel.
Someone's got to push that bot wave.
Yeah, they can spam it out.
Tundra.
Spearbreaker's pushing in the mid again, so the smoke might become obvious pretty quickly.
There's a pink illusion up top. Don't know how Void sent his illusion all the way up there, but it pushes that wave as well. As Extreme Gaming, they are making this move you mentioned, knowing that they have very few chances. This window of opportunity could be cut short if they just let Tundra take the Roshan. They saw the Time Walk. They saw the Faceless Void move northwards.
He saw them on mid, though. He saw that they cleared the creep wave. They know.
Whitemon, Gleipnir stunned. Jakiro dead. 9 class charges in onto the Sven. The Rolling
Void.
Thunder Requiem on the high ground. The
He's
Faceless
feared.
Void in trouble. They've got Pure. He's dead. Taking down the Void. Arme's on the tail of 9 class now. The Spirit Breaker getting turned into roast beef. He's gone with a double kill for Arme. Roshan time for Extreme Gaming. The comeback is on, Waga.
Oh my god, they're actually doing it. They're bringing this back after Roche here as well. Beautiful initiation. They blinked up, got the vision. He time walked onto the cliff as Faceless Void, trying to get vision of people, thinking, yeah, it's fine. I can just quickly BKB if something happens, but he just got chain stunned. Stun came in, SF ulti followed up, and nobody could save him at that point.
And now we have Armagus. We've got a Refresher. We've got all sorts of good stuff for Extreme Gaming.
They have brought it back, equalizing the game. I want to have a look at that net worth graph. This is a long time coming. They've been behind since minute 3, dude. That replay showing, of course. Crazy, crazy kill.
Beautifully
Timeless
done.
Relic SF also has Refresher Shard now from the Roche.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
How quickly is this going from like Tundra have won this game?
Yeah,
Calm, easy, simple to like, oh, hang on a second.
They started throwing a little bit. It wasn't even an absurd level throw. It wasn't like they were fountain diving. They weren't that overstepping. But Extreme Gaming, you cannot count them out. They're so good as a team. And that little bit of a dive they made on the Tormentor play top, it cost them a lot.
FAFO.
Yeah, definitely. As now, Faceless Void does get to respawn without having to use his buyback. So that's the big win for them here, that Tundra didn't have to spend their own buyback on the carry. They should be happy to try and take fights even into the Aegis. If they go on the SF, then they can still win the fight. Problem is, he just consumed his Aghanims. He has the Refresher Shard, Lincoln Sphere, BKB. Not the easiest targets. You have to chrono him, basically.
Thompson trying to steal, but the Lincolns, double Lincolns, in fact.
He's
I
just
mean, this-
Sven cosplay otherwise. He has the God Strength and Warcry.
It's so funny. We talked about Shinkyu's Rubik and the necessity to buy Lincolns against it. Now, Shinkyu and XM are like, yeah, we both buy Lincolns against Rubik.
Yep. That's what you do. He's repeatedly trying to steal something from the SF here, but not able to get his hands on the spell. And the Sven has actually gone for an interesting bit of itemization as well. He has the Swift Blink now, so he has his mobility. Along with the Harpoon, he can really catch people.
Oh, he can. Very tight now. 6k lead for Extreme Gaming. Words which I did not envision saying, from minute 10
fast?
onwards.
Yeah, how fast did it swing from that as well? It was not long ago that they were 15,000 behind. Oh my god, Spirit Breaker just rushes away. It looks unfair when he just runs like that.
It's a funny hero for funny people.
Big difference is the Faceless Void. He didn't have level 25 last fight. So bursting him was a lot easier than it should be now. With the Trickster Cloak, Butterfly, Super Evasion, and Backtrack on top of that, it's not easy to bring him down twice. It basically has to be Shadow Fiend. That's why I'm emphasizing finding SF is the main priority for Tundra.
Paramount. Yeah. They're trying to play around their vision right now. A high ground observer board from Tundra near their own Ancients area.
Yeah. Ame does have MKB though, so of course the evasion is not going to save you, but the backtrack still can.
It's just if you get controlled up, it's not going to save you against the Requiem on your head. You're now relying on kind of popping Lincolns, trying to charge him, trying to bash the SF to stop that Requiem if it does come out on top of a big target.
Push.
Stolen Warcry.
Offering up a
Rubik.
Sven.
Gleipnir for now. Arme blinks forward. Doesn't commit though. Trapped in the ice path. Nether struck, but he's going to walk away from this pretty comfortably.
Actually walk away. That's macro down at least. Not a very long cooldown on it. He does have the Aghanim Scepter as well, so you don't want to linger in that macro pyre.
And a doubly damage down in the river. Arme going to hit like a truck.
The more and more the game progresses,
Hello.
I feel like... Oh, are they bursting?
BKB's forced. He charges
Seeing him
away.
is the problem. Invincibility gets away. Sven doesn't really have pockets to hold the dust right now. the more the game progresses, I feel like we get into a territory where they will actually be favored on Extreme Gaming in terms of late game. The Wind Waker is being built right now by the Hoodwink, so Faceless Void will struggle to kill someone. The Hoodwink can just save them.
And you have Bloodlust.
Yeah.
That's my contribution to the late game conversation. You got Bloodlust, there you go.
Very true. Bloodlust. Well, to bring a different skill that also scales really well with late game, Ogre Magi's Fire Shield is getting pretty damn good. 85% damage absorption is not something you want to scoff at in late game.
Hey, you put it on a tanky Sven or SF, it just buys that bit of time, like enough for them to use BKB, turn the fight around. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you can have it precast once on someone, and then you cast it again when the fight is going, so you can effectively block up like 6 attacks. They don't take any damage.
Tundra looking for something to tip the scales again. All smoked up. They see nothing though. A very dark map here for them.
The smoke that's not really gonna connect here. That's a good read by Extreme Gaming. They have the wards deep, of course, so...
The camera can't keep up with the Spirit Breaker charging across
he's too fast.
He's too quick. Extreme Gaming very tight together now.
You can
5 in the
tell
base.
Tundra is shook. They're a little bit shook from how this game flopped so fast from them being super far ahead to now being really far behind.
That's that confident swing. And DY leading the charge here, trying to scout out where that Rubik was hiding.
They have ninja gear, not the easiest to find.
They have a lane ward in that mid lane though.
They saw the void roll used, but not connecting.
Oh, they see him time walk to high ground. Well, Rolling Thunder down. Not the longest of cooldowns, but we'll see what happens next. Both teams kind of taking turns of like hide in base, smoke out of base, look for a kill, fail, run away.
Repeatedly, over
exactly.
and over.
Repeat step 1.
Yeah, and now it is Tundra's turn to play the map, so Extreme Gaming I could see the map and back out. We have Wisdom Rune here. Who wants that? The Tangle maybe? Get towards his level 25? Yeah, closing in on his 25. Such a nerve-wracking game here for both teams.
That's the thing, right? There's always that fear as Extreme that you're against a Chrono, a vacuum wall, you know, like be-all and end-all of late-game team fighting. Massive tools for Tundra to play with. But then equally Tundra, you know, afraid of this Requiem. Like the Sven's jump, his initiation can just take out not just one, but like multiple heroes in a flurry of hits.
Yeah, there are a lot of big threats to keep an eye out for here. Even just the Darkseer has a lot of danger when he jumps someone. At this stage, he has his Aghanims. Shivas, of course, can combo up. He's going for a refresher next as well, so he wants more illusions. Get double BKB as well. Not bad to have. More chain stunning as well.
Bring back the days of the parallel walls. The noughts and crosses, the tic-tac-toe Darkseer walls.
It's so awkward to put him down. It's like, I don't know. Do I aim on the enemy or do I aim next to them?
I'm trying to vector target this nonsense. Just let me put it down.
Wind Waker is in hand now for Hoodwink, so playing without buyback.
Okay. Oh, is that Extreme moving out of their base without a smoke?
Yeah, they're going for it. Spearbreaker is sitting around.
He's rolling up.
Jules.
There we go. Sent skywards. His BKB and charge, though. Gets the distance down to low ground. It looks like he's safe for now. Tundra still up on the high ground in that bottom jungle, looking for some form of reinitiation. Extreme not giving them a target to jump.
I like Thompson right now with the super defensive spells. The Roll Up and War Cry. These are not the spells perhaps that he wishes for, but you know, he soon will have to try and get something new. It is bothering him a lot that they can't really find spells as well. With the way the game is playing out, just being dodged a lot. He's not going to find himself without anything pretty soon. Well, he has to roll up.
And 1 minute 20 till Roche spawns.
Spearbreaker again. Happy to be firsts.
Arme. He's bonked around here. Pure Chrono's here, but he got off the BKB. The Sven tanking through the Macropier. Ice Path turns around, hits into Pure. Good damage to begin with, but he's been punched and controlled. There's a Chrono again into the back, onto the SF. XM caught. Can he get out of this with the Requiem? No, not quite. He's down. Pure still alive. And XXS with Arme. They're going to turn and kill 9 class as a consolation prize.
Double buyback, quick TP out here from the side of Tundra. Get out of that. Nice retargeting by Pure. He realized, wait a second, I'm not doing any damage to this Sven. He has the Vindicator's axe, so he is like 70 armor when he sat in that chrono. Just not the target you want to kill, but the SF revealed himself, and very quickly the retargeting onto him. Important there. And now he has to play without buyback. Spooky
They need
stuff.
Aegis for him.
They do. Roche is up in 20. But this is also where you can make a power play if you're Tundra. You do have your buybacks. Sure, you don't have Chrono.
That's the thing. That was Chrono and Refresher for an SF buyback. Definitely had to utilize a fair amount of their arsenal to kill him. And Sven, well, he's straight up high ground in behind enemy lines. Arme, he dragged one around with a harpoon, but he's being bumped around by this nether strike. Arme's gone far too deep here. 1v5, he's staying alive, but there's no way he's gonna survive this onslaught of damage.
Oh no,
Dead with buyback and XM. Oh, Ramses has caught him. Requiem required, but the BKB from Rubik lifting him up and dragging SF back in towards Pure. Arme's brought back though, TPing to the bottom outpost, trying to rejoin the team as 9 class Spirit Breaker sniped down by Shinkyu.
Oh no, that's a dieback for him.
What's
5v4
going on?
now. Yeah, he committed in thinking they were gonna fight, but nobody was really with him as the Rubik was chasing after the SF there. A little bit disjointed by Tundra. Now 5v4. Gotta deal with this somehow.
Okay. What's Chrono cooldown?
30 seconds. 30 seconds on the first Chrono. 60 seconds on the Refresher.
Okay.
Pango still has Aeon Disc locked, by the way. He has had that for like 10 minutes. He is ready if he gets to Gonon.
They're going tier 4s. Extreme Gaming are going tier 4s. There's a vacuum wall. Ramses gets 3 of them trapped inside of it. BKB's up, but that's not going to be enough. Arme, this is a buyback from him as he goes deep, trying to fight mano a mano with Pure and dies back. Okay, Extreme Gaming trying the best they can with the Requiem in the behind tier 4s. XM fighting as hard as he can, but Tundra, they've got the numbers, they've got defender's advantage, and they've got every single name taken here. A Chrono to find the 4th kill inside their own base. No buybacks for Extreme Gaming, and just a Pango who survives.
Oh my god, finally Tundra can exhale and feel safe here as they have done it. They have defended and they have held. Aggressive stuff by Extreme Gaming, diving in so deep. Ame, I don't know if he overstepped. It's so hard to say in these fights. It's crazy because he has to lead the way so that the SF gets space. But ultimately, Tundra managed to turn the fight around there. And Void manning up against the Sven 1v1 without Chrono, killing him off was a good decision. And yeah, this is it. I mean, the Pango is just a lone defender looking at his base. They call it. And he even gets double time walk, Refresher, Chrono here.
Well, that'll seal the deal. Tundra with a Game 2 victory, much closer than it had any right to be, though, with a couple of little chucks and tosses and throws towards the end. They were going for the killer blow, right? They were going for that move which just shuts the game out.